tape in the My Little Pony mystery series. Can the Black Ponies be defeated? Please remember not to listen to this tape within 5 hours of bedtime, because it is so scary that it might give you a nightmare.
Something is starting right now. Something is starting. Oh wow! My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytail. My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytail.
Can they be defeated? That's what we want an answer to. I wish they'd already been defeated. I wish we already knew.
My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytail. My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytail.
Truly lofty Desiree, Sparkle and Splodge, lots more characters for you, including Little Twinkle and Dodge.
My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytail. My little pony, my little pony, my little ponytail. My little ponytail.
My Little Pony Mystery number 12. Can the Black Ponies be defeated? In a castle deep in Nightmare Land, the Black Ponies were gathering in the main hall for a special meeting. Mary Cluckton and Eleanor Glastonbury, helpers number 1 and 2, had been kind to the other helpers and had said that they would do all the work for all of the Black Ponies throughout January. So, the Black Ponies helpers were only returning back to work after Christmas on February the 1st. Today, at the agreed time, 7:30 p.m, all of the Black Ponies and their helpers had gathered in this hall and were chattering happily to each other, talking about what they had been doing over Christmas. And then Mary Cluckton stood up on top of a huge pot that was so big that it could be used as a stage. It at once contained black paint, as all of the Black Ponies and their helpers could clearly see on the label, which was still attached. I have some sad news for you all, Mary Cluckton announced. Some of you may have noticed that helper number 6 is not with us. I'm afraid he shall no longer be coming to these meetings, because he has gone to that mysterious place known as Rainbow Land. Don't worry, curses. I know that you'll be sad to hear of this news, because I know that you liked your helper. Mary turned to a little black pony who was known to everybody as the Black Pony of Curses. Helper number 6 had been his helper. But never fear, because I've now got you a new helper, and she was one of your old helper's friends. Elsie, would you like to come out here? The Black Ponies and their helpers turned to the door to the left of them, as an ugly fat woman in her early 50s hobbled into the room and announced herself in a very common voice as the new helper number 6, Elsie.
Oh, Lorna! What a surprise to see you here!
Eleanor Glastonbury ran out of the crowd.
You didn't tell me that new helper number 6 was her, Mary.
I didn't know that you two had met. Otherwise, of course, I would have done. You know that, Eleanor. It turned out that Eleanor and the new helper, Lorna, knew each other quite well, as Eleanor Glastonbury's best friend at school was her cousin's daughter. I'm also sorry to say that helpers number 45, 46, 49 and 50 left over the Christmas holidays, and so they've now been replaced with other people who I met at the same time as Lorna. I hope that you'll all give a warm welcome to new helper number 45 JE, new helper number 46 GE, new helper number 49 who doesn't wish us to know her name, and new helper number 50, CN. An old woman walked in with her son, who was in his 40s, followed by another old woman whose face was covered in makeup. She tottered in on black stilettos with little bows on the front, arm in arm with her daughter. Everybody clapped and cheered, trying to make the helpers feel as welcome as possible. It was just as well that the MLPs in Ponyland, who were trying to defeat the Black Ponies, didn't know about all these changes, because if they had, they would have seen that all of these helpers were much nastier and stronger than the original helpers who had been in their places. Which meant that the ponies had even less chance of ever defeating the Black Ponies and their helpers now.
Desiree? Desiree?
A little voice called from his hutch in the hall. Yes, Sparkle? What do you want? His owner, Desiree, asked as she approached the hutch. The little ginger guinea pig was standing out in his living room. I was wondering if tomorrow you could maybe take me up to Ponyland to see my brother Twinkle, and his owner, of course. Last time we saw them, Twinkle was trying to find our other brothers and sisters. I was just wondering if he ever succeeded. Yes, I suppose we could go up to Ponyland tomorrow. I haven't been up there for over a month. I really ought to go anyway.
You think there's any chance that I could come as well?
A voice said from the hutch that stood on top of Sparkle's hutch. A little black nose popped out of the hay in the bedroom of the top hutch, followed by a little guinea pig's face. It was Desiree's other guinea pig, Splodge.
After all, Sparkles just reminded me. Dodge was supposed to be looking into our family history as well. He was supposed to be trying to find our twin brothers, Ash and Fiery, and the other two. But thinking about it, I can't remember if he ever told me what their names were. I'd just like to go over what he knows again, see if I can remember anything from when I was still with my mother, and if I can remember anything about our parents.
Well, we'll go up to Ponyland at about 6:30 tomorrow then, Desiree said. And then you can talk to your twin brothers while I talk to their owners. I really ought to make sure that the Black Ponies and their helpers haven't returned to do something nasty to the ponies. I said that I'd help them to defeat the Black Ponies, but as I say, I haven't been up there for over a month. The time's just flown by so quickly. But we'll go up there tomorrow, I promise. Meanwhile, in Paradise Land, Splodge's twin brother Dodge was peering out of the top story of his 7-story hutch and looking down the hill that his hutch stood on the top of. He was eating a massive cucumber cake that his owner had baked for him earlier. He peered down at the bottom of the hill, and then something caught his eye. That's strange, he said to himself. I believe that I can see movement down there. It looks like a human, but it's not Desiree come to see us. I mean, my owner was talking about Desiree. He was saying that she hasn't come for a long time. I think that's what he was saying, although I'm not quite sure, because when he was saying it, he was giving me this lovely cucumber cake. But I thought that's what he said. But that is not Desiree. That's an old woman. And she's taller than Desiree. I don't know who she is, but she looks like she's up to no good.
I don't recognize her. But she's acting like one of the Black Ponies' helpers. But then I thought we knew about all of them. So in that case, surely I would recognize her if she was one of the Black Ponies' helpers.
Then the woman at the bottom of the hill walked off, quickly glancing over her right shoulder. And Dodge was sure that she was looking straight at his hutch. Or maybe it was the house where his owner lived, which was behind the hutch, of course. Dodge looked at her as she gave one last menacing grin and wrote something in a black notebook using a black pencil. She was dressed from head to toe in black, and Dodge watched her flowing black dress blowing out behind her in a ghostly kind of way as she walked further away from him and disappeared down a quiet alley by the side of Paradise Land's main shopping centre.
Is it just a coincidence, I wonder?
Dodge pondered.
Or is she heading in the direction of Nightmare Land for a reason? I'll have to tell my owner about her tonight when he brings my supper around.
Dodge took another large bite out of his cucumber cake as he thought about the woman dressed completely in black and wondered for what sinister reason she might have been at the bottom of the hill looking up at him. It's almost 20 to 8, Desiree cried, looking up at the clock. We should have left for Ponyland over an hour ago. I don't think that we can really go up there now.
I just knew you'd forget. I just knew you'd let us down.
Splodge jumped into a large pile of hay in a bad temper.
Well, remember who it was who wanted to go to Ponyland in the first place?
Sparkle said.
Just in case you didn't remember, I was the one who first suggested it. Anyway, it's not just Desiree's fault. We should have known the time, because after all, it did get dark rather a long time ago. Even though there isn't a clock out here, we should have guessed that it was past 6:30. Well, I promise I'll take you tomorrow. Oh no, tomorrow's a Saturday, Desiree realised. I don't think we'll be able to go until Monday. Oh well, I suppose 3 days can't make much difference. After all, that's less than 1/10 of the time that we've been away from Ponyland for, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, Splodge. I suppose it can't make much difference, but I was rather looking forward to going up to Ponyland today. I don't know how I managed to forget.
Well, I'll remind you on Monday, and then we'll all be able to go then.
Well, I wouldn't forget again, anyway. I'm going to make sure that we go there on Monday. And Desiree would make sure that she didn't forget to go there on Monday. The only reason she wouldn't go is if something stopped her first. For instance, if something went wrong with the rainbow that she climbed up to go to Ponyland. Dodge had told his owner the previous night about the strange character at the bottom of the hill, and today they had been to Paradise Estate to see their friends Truly and Lofty, and Truly's pet guinea pig Twinkle, and they had told them about the strange woman, and asked them if they had seen any other strange people around Dream Valley. It turned out that Twinkle had seen 2 nasty-looking people outside the window of the Paradise Estate bedroom. His hutch was nailed to the wall just inside the window. meaning that he often saw things that the ponies didn't, that happened just outside. Dodge and his owner had just arrived home.
I don't think that I want to go back in my hutch. I'm rather worried that that woman will come back and attack me. She was looking straight at my hutch, I'm sure of that. And what if there are more of them? What if the Black Pony has got some new helpers, and that's who she was? She was one of them, and they all come back together. That's what I want to know. What do I do then?
Would you like to come in the house for the night then, Dodge?
Oh, I'd love to. Oh, so long as it doesn't mean that I miss out on my cucumber cake. After all, I wouldn't swap a cucumber cake for anything. Not even safety and a nice warm house for the night.
Of course you can still have your cucumber cake, Dodge. I'll even get you a second one, if it's the only thing that'll make you come inside. After all, I don't like the idea of you staying outside tonight, because we still don't know who she was. And so, as you say, she might come back. So, I don't think that anyone ought to be on their own outside.
Alright then, I'll come inside.
Will you give me 2 cucumber cakes? The guinea pig looked up at his owner, and then they both started to laugh. The pony and guinea pig walked indoors, and Dodge was soon happily eating his 2 cucumber cakes in his owner's bedroom. At Paradise Estate, Truly was trying to find out more about what Twinkle had seen out of the window.
So what exactly was it that you saw, Twinkle? Well, I was just like looking out of my window, and I saw these 2 strange women looking in at me. They were both dressed entirely in black, and they were holding black notebooks, you know, and black pencils, and they were obviously making notes about Paradise Estate. The way they were all dressed in black, they reminded me of the Black Pony, you know, and they, scared me so much. But I didn't know what to do, because nobody else was in the room, you see, and it was like, well, I had no one to speak to or tell that they were there, and I was worried to shout out in case they came in and took me to some horrible little dungeon somewhere, you know?
So what sort of age were they?
Well, there was a middle-aged woman, and she had ginger hair and wore glasses, and an older woman who was wearing black high-heeled shoes with little bows on the front. I can remember that clearly. She was also wearing a big black hat with a huge black sprayed flower on the front of it, you know? You know the sort of thing that I mean? Well, had a big black ribbon made out of some kind of lace tied around it, and she was wearing a long black dress. And that's all I really remember about him. After I'd taken in those details, I buried myself in my hay so that it would look as if, there was no one at home, you see, so that they wouldn't be interested in coming inside and taking me to the Black Pony, if they really did have something to do with the Black Pony of Darkness. And then I was too scared to say anything to you, last night, you see, because I was worried that they might still be in hearing range and then they might come to get me, you know? But then when Dodge and his owner came around and told me that he'd also seen somebody, the woman that he described was no one that I saw. I'm quite sure of that. So there must be at least 3 of them, and we've never seen any of them before. And so that must mean, if they also need to do with the Black Pony, then they are new helpers. In which case, how many more of them are there, you know? Well, am I right? Yes or no? Or what do you think?
Well, we don't know that they're anything to do with the Black Pony yet, Twinkle. His owner reassured him, so don't get too worried.
Well, what else could they possibly be? You don't get many humans dressed entirely in black walking around Ponyland, do you? It does seem rather likely that they are something to do with the Black Pony, doesn't it? Oh, so Larry tired if only Mary Beth were here. She knew what to do. She was always very good at solving problems. I don't know how I can find my brothers and sisters. I really want to talk to Sparkle. haven't seen him for over a month now. Well, I think on Monday we ought to go down to Earth anyway and see if Desiree can help us. Although Lancer was talking about going to Ponyville on Monday. So I don't know what we'll be doing, but I think we'll be going somewhere to get some help. We're gonna find out who these women are that you two guinea pigs have seen, and then hopefully, if they are something to do with the Black Pony, we'll be able to get rid of them, along with all of the others. But do you think that the Black Ponies and the Helpers can ever be, defeated? Twinkle asked. Oh, I'm sure they can, Twinkle. We'll get rid of them somehow. It'll only be a matter of time before one of us comes up with a way to defeat them. I'm sure of that. Well, I hope it's not too long, because I don't like the idea of more creepy human women looking in at me through that window, you know. So we gotta, defeat them as soon as possible. We will do, Twinkle. We will do. But even as his owner said this, she realized that if it was true, and the three humans that Twinkle and Dodge had seen were new Black Pony's helpers, it was getting less and less likely that they and their Black Pony friends would ever be defeated by the MLPs. Nobody saw any more of the strange women over the weekend, but Truly and Lancer, together with their pet guinea pigs and their friend Lofty, still decided that they would go to Ponyville and see if the Ponyville ponies had seen any sign of them, considering they hadn't been in Dream Valley or Paradise Land. But they never got to Ponyville, because something happened on the way there. Once again, Desiree forgot to go to Ponyland on Monday the 6th of February, and the two guinea pigs forgot to remind her to take them. It was only at 20 to 8 that evening that they remembered. They decided that they'd have to go anyway, and so Desiree slipped on her jumper and coat and told her mother where she was going. She raced down the garden, holding the two guinea pigs on her shoulders. But when she got down to the place where the rainbow should be, and she pressed on the flower button, she found that not a rainbow, but a strange lightning bolt came down from the sky and stopped, frozen in midair, touching the grass, coming down from the storm clouds above. The two guinea pigs squealed at the flash and the rumble of thunder that came with it. Desiree quickly pressed the button again and made sure that the lightning bolt had gone. It hadn't been a real lightning bolt. In fact, it had seemed as though it was made of a hard material, which Desiree could have climbed up to Ponyland. But she wouldn't have liked to, knowing that the lightning bolt was a symbol of the Black Pony and his helpers, and also knowing that they were probably waiting at the other end of it. Truly, Lancer and Lofty had climbed into Lofty's hot air balloon and lifted Twinkle and Dodge in after them at around 2 p.m. They passed the rainbow in Dream Valley. It looked alright at first glance, but Truly said that it looked slightly darker than usual. They passed the rainbow in Friendship Gardens, and it was Dodge who pointed out that where the red and orange streaks should have been were two black streaks. By the time they passed the Paradise Land rainbow, the entire rainbow was black. They passed a rainbow that led up into the Jewel Desert on their way to Ponyville as well. And it was then that they noticed something
even more horrible. Gathered around what had once been the rainbow were a group of black ponies and their helpers. There was no rainbow in sight, but the black ponies and their helpers were holding on to a giant lightning bolt that looked as though it had been made out of wood. This was what Desiree had seen when she had pressed the button. They had realized that she pressed the button and using a bit of black pony magic had sent the wooden lightning bolt down to earth, hoping that she would climb up and they could capture her. Desiree, of course, hadn't been that stupid, but the ponies didn't even know that Desiree had tried to come. All they knew was that there was now no rainbow, and so how would Desiree ever come to visit them again? The three ponies decided to turn back and go back to Dream Valley, where they hoped that everything would be alright. But on passing the other three rainbows, they found that the same sight met their eyes. Groups of black ponies and helpers gathered around every place where a rainbow should have been. Not a pony in sight. All of the ponies were far too scared to come out of their houses. So it seemed as though there were more black pony helpers than there had ever been, but that the MLP's one and only human helper, Desiree, had no way of coming to Ponyland now. The MLPs spent all of Tuesday trying to come up with a plan to get rid of the human helpers and their black pony friends who had gathered round where the rainbows once had been. They also needed a plan of how to get the rainbows back in position. But they came up with no plan that Tuesday, and they were still thinking on Wednesday the 8th of February. But although they came up with many ideas, they realised that none of them would have worked. And so they could only hope that one of them would come up with a plan which would work. Tomorrow, on Thursday the 9th of February 2006. Although, as things stood at the moment, that didn't seem very likely to happen.
Whose idea was this anyway, Mary?
Eleanor Glastonbury turned to Mary Cluckton. They were in charge of guarding the Paradise Land rainbow, or rather, lightning bolt.
Well, don't you remember? It was that new helper, that friend of yours, Lorna, helper number 5. She said that if we guarded all of the rainbows, it would only be a matter of time before that girl from Earth would come up.
And what was the point of that? Why did we want that girl to come up here anyway?
Quite obvious, really, Eleanor, the Black Pony of Darkness said. If we could have got the girl from Earth, then we could have held her prisoner until the ponies handed over Ponyland. Lorna's friends, helper number 45 and 46, seemed to think that it was a good idea as well. But I never did, because obviously, once that girl from Earth saw a lightning bolt, she wasn't going to climb up that rather than a rainbow, was she? But I seem to recall, Darkness, that somebody suggested that we should hold a meeting to see how the girl from Earth should be captured. Well, that probably was the wrong idea, the Black Pony of Darkness replied. But once again, Darkness, that same somebody had yet another clever idea. Once we'd decided that we ought to destroy the original rainbow and create something else to send down to Earth, everyone was arguing about what that something should be. And so that somebody, who I mentioned before, decided that we ought to pull a number out of that old paint can that we have in Nightmare Castle, and whatever number came out, the appropriate black pony and helper would get the choice of what we should send down. And then someone else, Mary glared at the black pony of lightning, said that we ought to pull out 2 numbers, and then maybe we could combine the ideas. Numbers 31 and 34 were the chosen numbers. Of course, those 2 are now guarding the Dream Valley rainbow. I'd like a word with them later. So would I, Mary. So would I, the Black Pony of Darkness agreed. Helper number 34 and the Black Pony of Unhappiness said that we should have sent a lightning bolt down in all of the colours of the rainbow, and I would have thought that that would have been a better idea, the Black Pony of Darkness said. But then, of course, the Black Pony of Dislike, and along with his helper, number 31 that is, said that we should send down a yellow lightning bolt, like the original Black Pony symbol. But no one else really thought that was a good idea, but they always agree with helper number 31, because nobody wants to end up talking to her about anything at all, not even discussing an important matter like what colour the lightning bolt should have been. Because, obviously, if you start talking to helper number 31, she never stops. I think we'd better go and talk to them. I think it's really rather silly. The girl from Earth can't get up here while we're gone, and the ponies can't get down until they've built another rainbow. So it doesn't matter if we're standing here or not. And so the black ponies and their helpers stomped off, ready to go and see all of the other black ponies and helpers who were spread out throughout Ponyland, guarding each of the rainbows. They had decided to give up. They would have to come up with another evil plan.
So Larry, Tard, look out of the window, Trilly. It's like a lot of the black ponies and their helpers. The ones who were guarding the rainbow down by Paradise Land, remember? Look, Mary Cluckton and Eleanor Glastonbury, and I think that must be the Black Pony of Darkness and the Black Pony of Lightning, you know. But none of those strange women are with them. Well, we haven't actually seen any of those strange women since you 2 guinea pigs saw them, have we?
His owner replied.
I'm just wondering what that means. Did they just come and help the black ponies for a couple of days? Or are they still somewhere else, plotting something even worse?
Helper number 5, Lorna C., and her 2 friends, 45 and 46, J.E. and G.E., were actually at Nightmare Castle, plotting how they would contact the ponies without going to see them, to tell them that the girl from Earth had been captured. They would be very disappointed when the other helpers and the black ponies returned to the castle and told them that they had given up on the plan.
But you know, Trilly, if those black ponies and their helpers were walking straight past Paradise Estate, they must be heading to the other rainbow. I've been looking out the window like all the time, and so that must mean, as I haven't seen any of the, other black ponies and their helpers going past the other way, that must mean like the rainbow in Paradise Land is, unguarded. That means that surely now we could get back down to Earth, or at least start to build another rainbow if they really have permanently, damaged it. You know?
But I think they have permanently damaged it, Twinkle. And I don't think that it'd be particularly wise to go down to Paradise Land now, at this time of night. Look, it's 20 to 9.
Well, can't you ring Dodge and his owner? They could go down and, look at the rainbow, because, it would be a shot of journey for them, wouldn't it?
I hadn't thought about that, Twinkle. I'll go and ring them now. Twinkle waited impatiently, while his owner walked to the other side of the room and picked up the phone. She dialed the number, but even from over by the window, Twinkle could hear the sound on the other end of the phone. and the recorded message saying that this number no longer existed. Truly tried a couple of other numbers, Pinkie Pie in Ponyville and Sunsparkle in Friendship Gardens, but she got the same message for both of them.
It seems like our phone is packed up, Twinkle, and so we can't do anything. Tomorrow we'll have to go down to Paradise Land and see if Lancer and Dodge saw anything else. Well, I suppose you're right. But I really want to get down to Earth and, see my brother again. And just know that Sparkle is alright.
Dodge and his owner had seen nothing of the Black Ponies and their helpers marching from Paradise Land to Dream Valley, and so they didn't know to go down and look at the rainbow. Otherwise they would have tried to contact the ponies at Paradise Estate. But then if the phone wasn't working, surely they wouldn't have got through. The story about how the guinea pigs had seen the three strange women in black had spread all over Ponyland, and so now everybody was advised not to approach the rainbows where the gatherings of black ponies and their helpers were, and certainly not to go out alone or after dark. The top two stories of Dodge's hutch had been removed from the rest of his home and had been taken into his owner's family's house. This was why he had seen none of the black ponies and their helpers walking by, as they had walked right at the bottom of the hill where Dodge's family's house was located. But as it was, he was in his owner's bedroom, and so was his owner, and so they had seen nothing. And none of the other ponies in Paradise Land had seen anything either, because obviously they were all staying inside because it was now after dark. So nobody suspected anything, and with the Paradise Estate's phone not working, Truly and Twinkle couldn't contact anybody until tomorrow either. And by then, what other evil plans would the Black Ponies and their helpers have come up with? After all, helper number 5, Lorna C, and her black pony friend, the Black Pony of Curses, plus the two helpers, 45 and 46, JE and GE, were not going to be very pleased when the other black ponies and helpers returned home and told them that they had decided not to go along with their plan. Were they? And as the Black Pony of Curses and these three evil women were rude thieves and liars at the best of times, nobody could possibly imagine what they would be like when they heard the bad news. Desiree decided once again to try to climb the rainbow on Friday the 10th of February, but when she pressed the flower-shaped button that was hidden amongst the grass at the bottom of her garden, nothing happened. Not even a lightning bolt came from the sky. "Well, that is worrying," Desiree said to Sparkle and Splodge, who were standing by her feet. "After all, I would have thought that if the black ponies and their helpers, who I assume had that huge lightning bolt, were no longer holding the lightning bolt there, then surely the ponies can now get to the rainbows and make a new one, so that we could get up to Ponyland and help them. Unless, of course, the black ponies and their helpers have gone and captured some of the ponies, and I have no way to get up there. After all, my box that my old guinea pigs used to lock me inside and send me to Ponyland through is still in the basement of Paradise Estate, isn't it?" "Oh, please don't say that, Desiree. There has got to be a way to get up there. I'd hate to think that anything could happen to Twinkle. and my other brothers and sisters, and we would know nothing about it.
Or Dodge and his owner, and my other brothers that are never even found, and all of their friends.
It's not for sure, Desiree said, leading the 2 guinea pigs back up her garden path. We'll have to get up there somehow. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I'll have to think of a plan over the weekend. I'm determined that we will get up to Ponyland by Monday. Helper number 5, Lorna C, and helpers number 45 and 46, J.E. and G.E., and their friend the Black Pony of Curses, of course, had been very annoyed when the other Black Ponies and helpers had returned and told them that the plan had failed. So, on the night of Thursday the 9th of February, they had surrounded as many main pony buildings as they could, but even those where Black Ponies and helpers were not standing outside had huge black fences outside, meaning that all of the ponies were trapped in their own homes. So even though the rainbows were not blocked, there was no way that any pony could get to any of the rainbows to fix them. And strangely now, none of the phones were working in Ponyland. Or in Ponyville. It seemed as though the Black Ponies and their helpers had broken all the phone lines as well, meaning that none of the ponies had any way of contacting each other. Which also meant that all of them were hoping that another pony somewhere in Ponyland or Ponyville was free to get to a rainbow and contact Desiree. They didn't realize what a terrible situation they were in. But although Desiree tried, she did not come up with an idea over the weekend. And on Monday there was still an empty space where the rainbow should have been. Sparkle and Splodge had come up with no ideas either.
So what are we gonna do?
Splodge said.
I'm never gonna see my brother again, am I? And neither am I. I'll never ever meet my other brothers and sisters like Twinkle always hoped that we would.
We will get up to Ponyland somehow, Desiree said. The Black Ponies must be defeated. And I think that the ponies are going to need our help.
Well, Cucumber Cake, how are we ever going to get up there?
I don't know, Desiree sighed. Although none of us have come up with an idea over the weekend, we haven't asked Mummy whether she has. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go and ask her. Desiree walked into the lounge, closely followed by the 2 guinea pigs. Have you thought of any way that we can get back up to Ponyland now that the rainbow's not there?
No, I'm afraid I haven't. And I've had plenty of time to think over the weekend, considering that he didn't even take me out, so I don't think that there is a solution.
Jackie said.
I told you so, didn't I?
Splodge said.
We're never gonna see my brother and his friends again.
I knew that was the case, Sparkle added. No, we will get back up there. Just because none of us have come up with an idea yet doesn't mean that we won't come up with an idea. Because we will. We will get back up to Ponyland. We will stop whatever has taken the rainbow away, and whatever other nasty things are happening up in Ponyland at the moment. And most importantly of all, we will defeat the Black Ponies and all of their helpers. But who was right? Could it be, as Sparkle and Splodge, the 2 guinea pigs, said, that they would never see their brothers and all of their pony friends again? Or was Desiree right when she said that they would get back to Ponyland and defeat all of the nasty black ponies and their helpers? Well, to find out, you'll have to turn over to side B of Can the Black Ponies Be Defeated?, which is the 12th tape in the My Little Pony mystery series.